Good morning, my dear student. On the behalf of KTM College Nasik and Department of Chemistry of this college, I am Dr. S.R. Labde, welcomes you to the lecture on polarographic analysis. Student, in today's lecture we discuss polarographic titration, how does it carried out, and different types of polarographic titration. Therefore, question for this, what is polarographic titration? Give its principle. How does it carried out, and explain the different types of polarographic titration. Student, polarographic titration are those titration in which the equivalence point of the titration is determined by measuring the limiting current Polarographic titration are those titration in which equivalence point of the titration is determined by measuring the limiting current as a function of addition of titrant. Therefore, in polarographic titration, diffusion current or limiting current is measured as a function of ml of titrant added for determination of equivalence point, and those titrations are called as polarographic titration. Now we discuss principle. We know that in polarography, the diffusion current in polarography, the diffusion current or limiting current is directly proportional to the concentration of electroactive species that undergo a reduction at dropping mercury electrode. Therefore, diffusion current or limiting current in polarography is directly proportional to the concentration of electroactive species that undergo reduction at dropping mercury electrode. And therefore, with suitable chemical reaction, if the part of electroactive species are removed from the solution by addition of suitable titrant, suitable reagent or titrant, the diffusion current is degrees. Therefore, here, if electroactive species are removed by reaction with suitable reagent, then those becomes inactive, and therefore that does not give the diffusion current. Therefore, diffusion current are decreased because of addition of that particular reagent. In polarographic titration, limiting current is measured as a function of ml of titrant added. And if titration reaction completed, is completed, a graph of limiting current versus ml of titrant added shows two straight line intersecting at equivalence point. Therefore, in polarographic titration, limiting current is measured as a function of ml of titrant added. If titration reaction is completed, we have a graph, limiting current versus ml of titrant added, that shows two straight lines intersecting at equivalence point. This is the basic, or this is the principle. This is the principle of polarographic titration. Now we discuss how actually the polarographic titration is carried out. Now here with example, process of polarographic titration. Consider the titration of 50 ml, 50 millimole of lead 2 plus ion with or against 50 millimole of sulfate ion at minus 0.44 volt versus saturated galvanic electrode. At minus 0.44 volt, Pb2 plus ion are electroactive and gives diffusion current or limiting current after reduction. Initially, before addition of sulfate ion solution, if we measure the diffusion current or limiting current of 50 ml, 50 millimole of lead ion solution, then all Pb2 plus are reduced to Pb. That means here Pb2 plus 2 electron in presence of mercury, that is dropping mercury electrode, it gives lead amalgam, and this reaction is irreversible. Therefore, it is not possible to remove Pb2 plus ion from the solution, because all Pb2 plus ions get converted to lead amalgam. Total 50 ml, 50 millimoles of Pb. When we measure the diffusion current of this, total lead get converted to lead amalgam. Therefore, alternatively, this polarographic titration is carried out by using a different aliquots of sample solution. Therefore, here for this titration, 7 different aliquots of 50 ml, 50 millimole of lead ions are taken into 7 different beakers. That means here 7 different beakers are arranged in a series, and here all these beakers contain 50 ml, 50 millimole of sulfate. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then in this beaker 0 ml, then 10 ml, 20 ml, 30 ml, 40 ml, 50 ml and 60 ml of 50 millimole of sulfate ions are added. Therefore, here on the basis of added sulfate ion, the reaction of lead ion takes place. Therefore, here Pb2 plus SO4 2 minus gives PbSO4 precipitate, PbSO4 PPT, and that is why here this solution contains total 50 ml 50 millimole of lead ion. This solution contains only 40 ml 50 millimole of lead ion. This will contain 30 ml 50 millimole of lead ion, and so on. That means by this reaction lead ions are removed because we are adding 0 to 60 ml sulfate ion. Therefore, amount of Pb remains behind here 50 ml 50 millimole Pb, here 40 ml 50 millimole, here 30 ml 50 millimole, 20 ml 50 millimole, 10 ml 50 millimole, 0 ml 50 millimole means no lead ion. Again here 0 ml 50 millimole means no lead, no Pb. That means here these last two solution does not generate diffusion current or limiting current because there is no lead ion. But here concentration of lead ion are get decreased, and therefore diffusion current is also decreased. When we measure, when diffusion current of all these solutions are measured or limiting current, then limiting current of all these solutions are measured at minus 0.44 volt DME versus saturated carbonyl electrode. Here this solution gives maximum diffusion current, while this solution gives minimum diffusion current, and these two solution does not use the diffusion current. Then the polyarogram is here current versus ml of sulfate ion added, SO4 added at minus 0.44 volt. Here this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Therefore, here we have a maximum diffusion current for this solution. Then diffusion current for this is get decreased. The diffusion current for this is again get decreased. Here diffusion current is decreases, and here this is a diffusion current. Here there is no diffusion current, no diffusion current. That means here we does not have polarographic here. Therefore, here limiting current is get decreased, and finally here there is no electroactive species, and that at that time it becomes a residual current. That means here only supporting electrolyte gives the current, while electroactive species does not give the diffusion current. When we plot the graph of this limiting current as a function of ml of titrant added, then we have a titration curve. Therefore, the titration curve is obtained by plotting measured current versus ml of sulfate ion added. Then we have a titration curve, and that titration curve consisting of a decrease in current as a function of ml of titrant added. Here current in microampere versus ml of sulfate. Here the graph is like this. This is first solution 0 ml, second solution, third solution, fourth, fifth, sixth solution, current becomes equal to residual current, and this is the seventh solution. Therefore, here when we extrapolate this to line, we have this equivalence point. Therefore, here current as a function of ml of titrant added, showing two straight lines intersecting at equivalence point. On the basis of electroactivity of analyte solution, reagent and product, these polarographic titration are of different types. Therefore, on the basis of electroactivity of analyte, product and reagent, we have different polarographic titration. First type, when This is the first type where analyte only electroactive, while other reagents and the product does not. Therefore, here when or a potential first type, a potential at which analyte is electroactive. The nature of graph is as shown in figure, that is like this. This is a equivalence point. This is current, this is ml of titan added. Therefore, when analyte is only electroactive, then diffusion current decreases up to equivalence point, and after that it will remain constant. Now second, that is a titration in which or the potential at which the titrant is electroactive. The potential at which the titrant means solution added from burette is electroactive. Then we have a graph like this. Therefore, here initially when titrant reacts with analyte, there is no diffusion current. But excess addition of titrant gives the diffusion current. That means before equivalence point, current is constant, and after that it will be increases. This is the equivalence point. Therefore, before reaction of titrant and reagent, residual current and diffusion current are same. After addition of excess of titrant, the diffusion current or limiting current increases. This is a titration in which the reagent is electroactive. Now third type, the potential at which the reagent and analyte are electroactive. Both are electroactive but product does not, then we have a V-shaped curve like this. Therefore, here this is the equivalence point. Therefore, a V-shaped titration curve is obtained for a reagent and analyte which are electroactive at that potential. Third, now fourth is the product is electroactive. The potential at which only reaction product is electroactive. Reaction product is electroactive. That means here initially diffusion current increases and that becomes constant as product formation is not possible. As product is formed, diffusion current increases and it will not obtain after equivalence point. Now these are basically four different types of polarographic titration, and that will be carried out for a potential at which analyte is electroactive, the potential at which titrant is electroactive, the potential at which both analyte and titrant are electroactive, and the potential at which the product is electroactive. That means in polarographic titration, it is not necessary that the analyte should be electroactive. For the polarographic titration, we may use reagent is electroactive, or we may form the product which is electroactive for successful polarographic analysis. Student, this is all about the polarographic titration. Thanks for joining me. Wish you all the best. Keep learning. Happy learning.